IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with romantic love. Did you know that the concept of romantic love as a good thing is only about 150 years old? In most of human history, romantic love was always shunned and spoken of as a bad thing. This is because the feelings of that kind of romantic love causes humans to do stupid things. Think about the classic Romeo and Juliet story. They kill themselves in the end. It is not a happily ever after story. Far from it. It is almost a tale of caution, shouting out, "Don't fall in love!" And over the last 150 years, which is just a blink of an eye compared to the length of time that humans have existed, over these 150 years, romantic love has become a part of our culture. So much so that we crave it and look for it. We desire it. But before romance, there is love. And love as a concept is so much bigger than just romance. There are so many different kinds of love. The love we feel for our parents, the love a mother feels for her child, the brotherly love we feel for each other. And love is very important as an emotion because it helps keep society together. It helps keep groups together. It makes you feel like sacrificing for each other. And it is this way that society grows and stays safe. Imagine without this feeling of love, each person would only focus on themselves, only focus on what works for them and become self-centered. It's hard to imagine that kind of a reality, but it's becoming truer every single day. I hear so many people say, "I love nothing. I have to only look out for myself." You see, they have gone into the other extreme. Imagine a society where there is no love. It could become dysfunctional. But the interpretation of love, that is what I want to talk to you about today. And that interpretation is often associated with a feeling of attachment. This is "you are mine" as a feeling. Imagine, from love being a selfless expression of care, we have turned it into ownership. With ownership comes the idea of attachment and being attached to a person. Look at the way love has been portrayed through the media. It is always about ownership and loss. You lose the person you loved. How can you lose a person? You can lose your mobile phone, you can lose a pen, but how do you lose a person? How can they be bound to you? The definition of slavery, according to Wikipedia, is someone forbidden to quit their service for another person and is treated like property. So is this love? And this is a question we must ask ourselves. And I know this might seem like a lot to digest. It is going against everything we believe, all the rom-coms that we've seen and all the Mills and Boons that you might have read. And when I started learning about love in this way, it scared me too. But I don't mind if you disagree with me. That's fine. But I'm just asking you to have an open mind to observe things slightly differently. You see, love is a beautiful thing. Love is about giving. Love is about caring. Love is not about just receiving. How many of us have loved someone without receiving love back from them? It's possible, isn't it? So that means that love is about expressing yourself to someone else. And true love has nothing to do with attachment or ownership. It is about giving. For example, the Habit Coach podcast was started as a labor of love. It means that we created this for you out of love. I don't expect you to do something for me. It is not a barter system. If I had expectations from you, it would mean that every time you did not share the podcast with your friends or did not listen to an episode, I would feel bad. Think about all the problems you have had when it comes to love. And I guarantee you that 80% of them would have been caused by the feeling of attachment. Out of a feeling of not receiving what you gave, or of the feeling of mine. And as your habit coach, I want you to have a beautiful, loving relationship in all aspects of your life. That life filled with love is a full life. If that is filled with warmth and care and concern, imagine that. Amazing. So love fully by giving without expecting. And your simple habit to bring this kind of change in the way that you view love and your relationships starts by observing how you express love. Does love become an acquisition for you? Is it that you are so attached to the person that they become your identity? Then realize you can never own someone. They are their own person. They are their own being. You can just love them. Be it your friend, your child, your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or parent. They're their own people. Your habit is to change the way of thinking. Once this happens, love moves from being something closed and captive to something being open and vast. You can then love more. Instead of looking for love, imagine looking to give love. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's been an absolutely incredible week on the network. We had so many great guests, so many great episodes. Advertising is dead. We had Faye D'Souza on. Varun took a break for 4 weeks, but what a bang he's back with. Siddharth Deshmukh celebrates the 100th episode of The Traveling Professor. It is an amazing show which I cannot say enough good things about. Please do listen to it. And a different Siddharth on the network, Siddharth Bhatia. He's just been like absolutely guest after guest, right? This week, Zoya Akhtar talking about Gully Boy. I couldn't imagine a more interesting conversation. Ragini Kumar is on 2 different episodes this week. She is on Cyrus Says and she is on Edges and Sledges, both in anticipation of her new show, Zindagi Diaries. Do check out her appearance on both of those shows and her new show as well. Tanvi and Shlok of the Millennial Athlete had a phenomenal episode with Dinesh Karthik and Abhishek Nair. Absolutely riveting stuff, talking about mentorship in many different ways. Definitely do give that a listen. And finally, I have a request to all of you. We have our listener survey going out this week. Every year we send out a listener survey at the end of the year. We're doing it again this year. And we would really appreciate your help in letting us know a little bit more about yourself. Our advertisers are really keen to find out who is listening to us and more about them. Anything that you could do is kept anonymously, and we would really appreciate your help in this. And to sweeten the pot just a little bit, we'll be giving a randomly selected group of participants in the survey some IBM swag. Last year we gave out coffee mugs. What we're going to give out this year is still a surprise. So please do help us out. Would really appreciate that. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
How aware do you think you are of your laws and rights? Do you look up to laws when you are caught up in situations? Do you know what your rights are when you're stuck somewhere bad? Well, here's a show that can help you move an inch closer to being aware of what your rights are. Tune into Know Your Qanoon with me, Amber Rana. This is a podcast meant to answer all your law-related queries. Catch Know Your Qanoon every week on the IVM website or the app or anywhere you get your podcast from.